Hello, Annette. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Anita. What about you?
I am blessed and highly favored. And hello, movers. How are you all this evening? Welcome. You have tuned in to Can We Talk, brought to you by Movement Worldwide. Yes, Movement Worldwide. We are the movement. We're a motivational organization there to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. We are a movement to move. Yes, we are a move meant to move. We want to help you thrust into your purpose to live the best version of yourself and win. We've tapped into some winning information. We have some winners resources. We're seated at the winners table and we invite you to sit right along with us, right, Annette?
Yes, and yes. Now we are in a new year, and the table still have some chairs waiting. So just because we crossed over, don't mean that we don't have enough room. So come with us tonight and partake of what we're dishing out tonight. It's gonna be good.
And as we always say, I like to go back to the old saints, and they used to say, where the table is spread and the feast of the Lord is what?
Going on.
Going on, and the feast is going on right here. Listen, we come together every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. to have an incredible conversation, some encouragement, some empowerment, some inspiration, and guess what? We also have a whole lot of fun and laughter. So y'all get your jokes out, get ready, comment. We love the comments. Y'all a trip. We love our movers because they are something else. You hear me?
Yes.
The movers got it going on, y'all. The movers got it going on. Hello, Lola. It is so good to see you.
Lola.
Peace and blessings, Lola. Hello, Grace Union Completion. Go ahead, Ned.
Completion. Yes.
Oh, did y'all hear that vibrato? Do it one more time, Annette. One more time.
Oh, completion.
Mm-hmm. We had a double take. Grace Union Completion. Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in, prophetess, elder, prophetess, woman of God. Sharon Elaine Green, our first little follower who used to come on Facebook. Following after Ebony would be on Instagram with us, and then we look up, we got two on Facebook, and it would be Ebony and Sharon. Thank you so much for tuning in. And that is giving her, I got to type mine in. Hello, movers and shakers. Hello, moving. Hello, Constance, Connie. Hello, and how y'all doing? Listen, y'all could have gone anywhere else with your time, but you chose to stop by here and to join in our conversation. And we ask that you please, ma'am, please, sir, if you would do a few things for us. We want you to do these couple of things for us before we get started with our conversation. The video that you're watching, the stream that you're watching, please, Facebook or YouTube, please subscribe. Make sure you're following one and make sure you're going on to the other and you follow the other. The other thing we need you to do is to hit the like button, hit that thumbs up button, give us some love, give us a thumbs up, give us a like on Facebook, give us some hearts, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat, give us some love. And the other thing is to hit that curved button that says share, hit the share button, and you can share this broadcast everywhere on Facebook, like I'm doing it right now. I'm going to my messages, see who else I can hit up. You can go in Messenger, and if you have a few people that you know that you want to get there, you hit them up individually. I have a couple of groups and I just hit everybody at the same time, but you can go into Messenger and you can hit up a bunch of people. You can also share it to a page. You can share it to their DM like I'm doing right now. I'm hitting up all of our little movers that I know that usually be here, like where y'all at. So hit that share button, that curve button. And on YouTube, what you can do is you can hit that button, that share button, and you can copy it. You can copy that link and you can share it in a text message, you can share it in an email, you can share it in WhatsApp. Get the word out to Lottie Dottie and everybody that Anita and Annette are on, and we're about to have this conversation, and they need to be a part of it. So thank you so much. Subscribe, like, and share. The other thing that you can do is you can sow a seed. And seeds that you sow into this ministry, we always pray that it returns to you 100-fold. And we have a few ways of giving. You can give by Cash App. Everybody got Cash App. Just about everybody. Our Cash App is $Movement Worldwide. $movements worldwide. But guess what? You can also Zelle us. You can Zelle your contribution. Yes, you can. We're moving on up, moving on up. Yeah, we got Zelle, moving on up. So hit that button. You can actually email. Our email address on our Zelle account is info@movementworldwide.org. Yes, y'all know who we are, movementworldwide.org. Remember .org. So you can Zelle us a contribution, but you can also come into covenant with us by becoming a patron at what's that? Oh, how do you become a patron? I'm so glad you asked, Annette. You know what? It seems like every week they ask the most incredible questions, and they just brought that all the way in 2023. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
So guess what? You can become a patron by going bam to our website, movementworldwide.org. You can hit the red button that says become a patron. It'll take you to patreon.com where you can set up your account and set your amount. We ask for $12 a month. That's $12 a month. That's 40 cents a day, $2.80 a week. That is one. Somebody say one. Say one, Annette.
Oh, one.
One. Go ahead. One. You got it.
One. No, I don't.
One drink. I know you can do that one. One drink.
Oh, yeah. One drink. I can hear
There you
that.
go. You better hit that note. Drink. That's one drink at a restaurant. One of those lunches that you're going out. Even when you're going to McDonald's, they drinks about $2 and something.
Sure is. Yeah.
So $2.80 a week, one drink. So hit us up with that one drink every week, and that is your $12 a month. You're talking about you go in there. Hello, Arnita. We love Arnita Patrice, our sister who stepped on the crack and joined us in Clubhouse and been there ever since. So hello. Oh, look at it. We got Tracy Tipton in the house. Come on. And then let's put our hands together. We want everybody in the building to put your hands together and give God some glory for the awesome woman of God who has stepped in the building.
Hey, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Grace say one drink. So listen, Axel said one drink. Y'all know that get ready to go so that she can go and tame her dog because he back there going one drink. So listen, you can give, Cash App, Zelle. Remember our Cash App, $Movement Worldwide. Our Zelle is info@movementworldwide.org. And you can also go to that website to become a patron, joining our patron account, showing $12 a month. So listen, you can also do this. You can follow us on our social media platforms. We got some stuff happening. I just met with our marketing agent the other day. Oh my God. He's like, I'm like, okay, that's big. He's like, well, the organization is big. You got to think big, Miss Anita. So I'm thinking big, y'all. So this year we think big. So listen, follow us on all the platforms. Everywhere you see that globe above Annette's head, you went and got Axel with this one drink. Everywhere you see that globe, follow us on all social media platforms, and you can email us, please. We want to hear from you. Our email was kind of broken a couple of weeks, but we got it fixed. You can email us at info@movementworldwide.org. Your thoughts, views, comments, praise reports, prayer requests, and anything, topic ideas, anything. Email us. We want to hear from you. And now, without further ado, we're going to go into the first phase of our conversation. We have 3 vantage points of conversation. We start off with the idioms and phrases that make you go, Everybody just go, Just put your hand on your chin and just go, Yeah, we stole it from Arsenio from way back in the day. I know some of y'all saying, who is Arsenio? Who is Arsenio? It's a lot of people on here saying, who is Arsenio?
I know it is.
They don't remember, baby. They don't remember Arsenio Hall with the whoop, whoop, whoop. You know, we ain't had to have too many people who were making the presence on late night television who looked like us, but he was definitely one. Yes. So Arsenio Hall used to have that things that make you go, They even made a song out of it, but we just took it because it ain't being used no more. Oh, look at y'all. The things that make you go, So we want you all to please tune in and lean in because we're about to have that conversation. Hey, nephew, we're about to have that conversation. We're about to go in on our transformational topic, idioms and phrases that just make you go, Anita say, we remember Arsenio. I know you do. Now your daughter might not.
Okay.
But I know you do. All right, good people. I'm going. Okay, and then you got the comments. I'm coming off the comments because I get stuck on y'all. I be trying to talk to y'all. We're going into our transformational topic. Our transformational topic tonight is an interesting phrase. It's a portion of a quote. And this portion that I use is your character becomes your destiny. Your greatest assets before they're are inside you and not outside of you. If you alter your character, you have altered your destiny. And what this does is makes you the captain of your own ship.
Wow.
This is why, I think I might say that one more time because that gave me a couple of wows. If you alter your character, you have altered your destiny. This is why values like love, joy, peace, patience, honesty, hard work, courage, persistence, personal responsibility are not only critical in building our personal and family lives, but also indispensable virtues. Oh, I said a mouthful right there. Success and prosperity have been marketed. And when you look at social media and the media, they've been marketed largely without the corresponding character, meaning the discipline, the creativity, the diligence, the planning, the wisdom. Because all we see is expensive jewelry, cars, mansions, all the glamour, but we don't see the story behind it. We don't see the character and the work that went into it, because in a lot of cases, people are going after it from the wrong spirit, and you might get it. You might get it here on earth. Guess what? The Bible says, what would it profit a man to gain the whole world? And what, Annette?
Lose his soul.
Lose his soul. Somebody comment. Yes, what would it profit a man to gain the world and lose soul? So a lot of times we see all of the other stuff, we see all the glamour, but what is your worth? Do you understand why and why you're considered valuable? Why is it that when we don't see success, though, and that when we don't see it in the natural, we look to blame somebody?
Yeah.
Somebody's fault. Oh, they didn't do this. Ain't nobody help me. Oh, and ain't nobody pour into me. Well, I had it hard growing up, and woe is me. And then we go to this one. That's witchcraft. It's the devil. We gonna give it the witches and the devil credit for something they ain't even do. You may not always allow yourself to win, but you can win every situation. It may not be easy, but because you are capable, listen to what I'm saying, because you are capable of changing anything around you, you can also change you. It is your ability to develop and grow that holds the key to a better future for you. However, real growth will improve attitude and then will install a great character. 2 Corinthians 3:18 says, but we all, with unveiled faces, beholding as in a mirror the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory, just as by the Spirit of the Lord. See, the thing is, the Bible tells us, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You have got to get a hold of your mind and your thoughts and your desires, and you have got to get your will under not your subjection, but under the subjection of the Holy Spirit, because we are supposed to pray, not my will, but thy will be done. And when we try to make our will be what God's will is for us, we are out of order. He knows you. He knew you before the foundation of the world, wrote the book on your life, and knows the plans that he has for you. And he says he wants you to prosper. He wants you to be in good health. He wants you to have all of the wonderful things in life. But guess what? We have to stop putting the value on what that is and trying to be God and say, because I ain't a millionaire, God ain't do nothing for me. Whatever. Come on, good people. Not everybody's going to be one. Not everybody's going to be a preacher. Not everybody's going to have a big old church like Bishop Jakes. Not everybody's going to do that. But don't hate on him because he does.
Yeah.
Learn to work where we are. We have to learn to own our own destiny. We have to own our destiny by changing our character. Perhaps if you change your character, you just might be the next one. But because we're so caught up in what you don't have and woulda, coulda, shoulda, who did and who shot John, we fail to see or fail to recognize God moving. Let that ponder for a minute. Because sometimes we just don't get it, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But you should own your own destiny by changing your character, discover your purpose, get the information you need to make things happen, and work. Take dominion. See, the full quote that I took that from says, watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits.
Mm-hmm.
Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character because it becomes your destiny. Powerful. So the word that I'm using today is become. I like to take a verb and deal with it from a transitive and intransitive tense. A transitive verb needs an object to make sense. An intransitive verb makes sense without one. The word become in the intransitive tense means that it just makes sense, means to undergo change or development. The transitive verb that needs an object to make sense means to become suitable for. So you're the object. You're not quite suitable yet for what God has for you. That's why you got to get it together so that you can undergo the change or development that you need in order to reach your destiny that is designed for you. But if your character is bad, your destiny is going to be off course. But if you line your character up, if you work on that character, your destiny is going to be everything that God shows you in your visions and dreams. But you got to work on you and stop whining and moaning and complaining. Learn how to come into 2023 and stop pointing the finger and blaming it on everybody else because of this person, because of that person, because of that. And they didn't do and they said, and what had happened was, and all that kind of stuff. Shut up. Wah, 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 wah. It's time to own it. Own it. Own yours. Deal with you. Deal with that character. It just might be real ugly and you don't even realize it. And that's what happens. We don't realize how difficult we are and how ugly we might be and how, just messed up. We messed up, but we want it to always be somebody else's fault. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. And if what you see is if you see something you don't like, then you're not looking at yourself through God's eyes because he sees different, but you've got to become different in here and in here. Got to deal with your character because listen, your character becomes your destiny. That's what it is. Our transformational topic. And that's your thoughts?
Yeah, I was thinking when you were talking about sometimes I've heard it say so much, she stepped out of character. She stepped out, walking in character. And maybe that's the issue. We're so busy stepping out of character. That's why destiny sometimes keep moving. Because we out of character. We're not. Now, there are times you probably need to change, some of your character, some of the things. But if it's connected to your destiny and you out of character, you let somebody pull you out of character. I've done that, even, especially driving. People be driving crazy. But I'm getting better because I used to be screaming, blowing them on, that kind of stuff. That was very out of character. But you know what? I got to make sure that Lord, I want my character to line up with my destiny. Because if you're not careful, that character may take you somewhere you don't want to go.
Come on.
That was powerful, Anita.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is what it is. And somebody said, start with the person in the mirror. I was about to sing, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Ooh, I'm asking him to change. Let me stop before they flag us.
Okay, sorry.
I ain't saying but a couple of verses, a couple of lines, brother. But they'll flag you in a minute. This is copyright infringement. Shut up. Anyway, but that was our transformational topic. Drops like some more. Our transformational topic. We pray that it transform your way of thinking, that it takes you to a new dimension, a new level, and that you're able to walk away from this conversation being inspired, empowered, and encouraged through that topic. And before we move on, it is time for our toast. It is time for our toast. Annette don't have her mug.
Yes,
yes, she does. Oh, okay. Because she was looking like,
no.
That's how you look at it when you don't have it. Bam, 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 bam.
Ow. I've been practicing, y'all.
Yes, she has. She's right in the cameras. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her.
Bam. Okay. One more time. Okay.
All righty. We're going on to the rest of our conversation for Can We Talk? But before we do, look at her. I need to put up a tea. Before we do,
Love it.
God bless you, I love her. Before we move on to our next phase of our conversation, we're going to pause for just a minute for a quote from the quoteologist herself, from our very own Annette L. Anderson with our Annettism. We're going to pause for that and we'll be right back. But before we do, you still have time to hit somebody up and say, get on, champ. Get on channel, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit a couple more people up, tell them get into this conversation, boy. It's gonna be going on. It's gonna be on and popping tonight. You don't want to miss it. But we're gonna pause for our netism, and we'll be right back.
Dear God, it's me, your daughter, the one that believes that you are the Most High, struggling to deal with my heartaches, yet trying to comply to the commandments found in your word that I must apply. Yet I am hurt, frustrated, and disillusioned, and I don't always know why. Dear God, it is me, your daughter, the one that believes that I have been drawn to nigh. I am the one who does not know what to do, yet I trust you and would never walk away or say goodbye. So regardless of what, I know you're a friend and my ally. God, it's me, your daughter, the one who you love, and this I can't deny. Regardless of what I may go through, I always know you are nearby. Dear God, it's me, your daughter. This is Annettism's Expressions. Amen. Sometimes in life you have to write a letter to God.
That was
And
beautiful.
that is what I did today. I sat down because I need to fool around and wait. I always wait on the last minute. But I sat down and I began to pour my heart out to God. And I reminded him who he was to me and who I was to him. So sometimes we just have to take that moment to reflect. Mm-hmm. But anywho, moving on from that, it's time for the power tool, which I absolutely love. First I'm gonna say I didn't like it, and I ain't gonna call nobody name, but they here with me, and in life every now and then you need a push. Some of us need to be shoved, and some of us need to be just pushed down to the ground. So with the power tool, it was something for me, but I absolutely love it. It's what God has called me to do. I believe that. Okay, there are some matters and experiences that causes people to become hurt, fractured, or broken spiritually and emotionally. Even in my own life, I've been through that emotional thing. When you be broken spiritually and emotionally, man, that's tough. But sometimes it just takes a conversation to mend the broken heart of spirit, even though it's tough, y'all. See, you're talking to two women and you're listening to two women tonight who's been through some stuff. We're not just on here because we read it. Yeah, I read my Bible, but God has allowed me to live it. He allowed me to live it. But in some cases, a Band-Aid won't do it. You need a power tool.
Power tool.
Well, this whole month, I'm going to be dealing with turn the page or close the book. And the first topic, that's the topic, my subtopic tonight would be start rereading your last chapter. Start rereading your last chapter. And I actually was led to do this on one of the things Anita did one Friday night. We Friday night is phenomenal, and it caught me, and that's what I'm going to be doing the rest of this month. I love the quote and title. You can't start the next chapter of your life. You keep rereading the last one. You have to learn how to turn the page. It's such a great reminder that we need to let go of holding on to the past and instead start moving forward to the future with hope and anticipation, excitement for the positive things that's coming is coming, that's going to come, because they will indeed come if you watch for them. Listen, I'm going to say this. Life is amazing and wonderful and truly a grand adventure, even through the pain. But it's no different from reading a book. Once you complete one chapter, you move on to the next. Even when you read it, you keep reading a chapter over and over. Now, sometimes we read a chapter over and over just to get clarity and get some understanding, so we can make sure we are, hearing God. But then what happens when you stay there? What happens when you just linger there and you're basing your life off of that chapter? And what you don't understand is life is only a few sentences in a chapter. There's a sentence, and it takes several sentences to make chapters, but we want to hold on. Sometimes we're trying to make sense of stuff that don't make sense. There will be things in your life just don't make sense, but you cannot stay there. You cannot harbor. You cannot keep going on and on and on. Even this, last couple of weeks has been difficult for my family, and yeah, we had to close a chapter. It was a difficult chapter, but we had to close it. Will I ever get over it? Of course not. I will never get over losing my brother, but I had to understand. But that was just a sentence in my life. Maybe God allowed something to die in order for something in me to live. Because after his death, it caused me to reflect. It caused me to go back and, like I was pretty much stuck on the chapter. I'm not going to lie to you, but it caused me to say, girl, you better move on. Yeah, this hurt. Yeah, it don't seem right, but that's how life is. So we have to learn how to go to the next chapter. You got to move on with excitement and anticipation. You just can't wait to see what happens. That's what life is. We should take some approach to relationship. How it don't make sense sometimes how things happen. But I understand that it's like being in school. It's like taking classes. When I was in school, I used to hate tests. I was pretty smart in school. The problem with me was I didn't do well on tests. It's almost like I froze up, like, oh, it's time for a test, but even now in life, life will cause you to freeze up sometime. It'll cause you not to turn that chapter. It'll cause you not to go to the next level. And, we got to learn how to move forward. I know it's difficult. So many times I often talk about moving forward. This is a concept that I often speak of. That's the Kim anointing. That means to keep it moving. Now, I'm not saying it won't be difficult. I'm not saying that you may even get stuck on a page. But what I'm saying is you cannot spend the rest of your life, the next 5, 10, 20 years going back. What if I woulda, coulda, shoulda? Because I've been there. I used to go back and say, Lord, I wish I was a better mother. I wish I was a better sister. Even my brother died. I wish I was a better friend. All these things I struggle with. But I had to understand I cannot do anything about that now. All I got to do is I'm going to turn the page and go to the next chapter in my life. And I'm here tonight to encourage somebody that regardless of where you may be, don't allow life to get you stuck. Because there are times we become stuck. Being stuck is like quicksand. I've never been in quicksand, but I watched movies about it. And a lot of times when people get in quicksand, they get stuck and they can't move. And the quicksand will draw you to your death. And I'm not always talking about your natural death. Sometimes your spiritual death, because you have become stuck and don't even understand that it's time to change that page. Now, there's some good things now. I got stuck on trying to read, like, oh, God, I think, oh, you blessed me. Oh, look at, oh, you started my ministry. Oh, you did. But then I got so stuck on, the movement. Oh, gifts. Oh, no. God said, okay, yeah, now what? You got to turn the page to cause whatever I've given you to grow. But we be stuck. Psalms 34 and 17 says this, because the righteous cry and the Lord hears and deliver them out of their trouble. The reason why we get stuck because of trouble, because of heartache, because of disappointment. We're disappointed in life. We're disappointed in ourselves. We don't like what has happened. This happened, that happened, and we come stuck. But I'm here on tonight that once you complete a chapter in a book, you move on to the next one. Oftentimes you move on because it's time to go to the next level. So some of us been doggone stuck for 10 years doing the same thing. And like I often say, sitting on our seat of doing nothing. We keep reading back what we did wrong. We keep looking what happened. But listen, it's time to move on. You got to stop rereading your last chapter, because what happens is you're so stuck on yesterday that your tomorrow is waiting on you, but you can't get to tomorrow because you're stuck on yesterday. So what you are, you're in between stuff. You're in between yesterday, you're stuck on today, and tomorrow is waiting. So I'm here to let you know, stop rereading your last chapter. 2 Samuel 22:2 said, and he said, the Lord is, listen, he's my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. Without him, how could I ever be? That's why I wrote that letter to him today. Said, God, I've been through some stuff. I didn't think I was going to survive it. We all been there. Not just, death. I'm talking about sometimes depression, financial issues. You got that child you've been praying for, that husband that's going astray. You're struggling in your mind. You're sick in your body. You don't have enough finances. We go through so many things. But this whole entire month, I'm going to talk about turn the page, close the book. Now it's up to you. Either you're going to go to the next level, or you're going to be stuck there, or you're going to close your book. Well, I'm not getting ready to close my book. My book will not be closed until the day I close my eyes and that spirit leads me. Then the book is closed because there's nothing else to write about because God has already finished it. So stop reading your last chapter. I can go back 2 weeks. I can go back a month. I can go back 5 years, 9 years when I lost my mom. Yeah, that hurt me. But you know what? I kept turning the page and I kept going to the next chapter because I understand that God have anointed and appointed us to do some great works, but we'll never be able to do it. That character Anita was talking about, okay, yeah, you may have a character, but you're behind stuck back on yesterday. Listen, I'm ready to move. I'm ready to go to the next level. So turn the page or close the book. And the topic is stop rereading your last chapter because I can't read. I don't want to reread my last chapter for these last 2 or 3 weeks. It hurt too bad. So I got to keep going because I know God has something, a deliverance, a healing, for me. So I can't go back there because that's tears. I can't go back there because I was in denial. I can't go back there because I was hurt. So I have to keep going and keep my eyes on God. And I have decided to stop rereading the last chapter of my life. And that's the power tool for tonight.
Wow. You know what? Ain't nothing else to say, but
Oh, he better get his shadow.
What you saying that?
I say he better get his shadow. And I love that little fella.
Listen.
Oh boy.
Powerful. And gosh, there's so much there to unpack. And gosh, this ain't the time to unpack it. That's Sunday. But there's so much there that could be unpacked. And when we think about, you got the Saints laughing. That little fella be getting his praise on, don't he?
I love him.
I mean, he gets it on. But when we think about it, though, Annette, that sometimes we get so stuck in our own pity, our own fear, our own mess, our own thoughts, and we stunt our own growth. So, yes, I'm just, man, that is powerful. I can't even begin to add or subtract from that. I just think that people need to really pay attention. If you haven't leaned in tonight, go back and watch that power tool again. It is a hard one to really think about. When you think about your own, like what it's so funny how we lined up. We're talking about character tonight, about how your character becomes your destiny. And before you can do that, before you can get to where God's trying to take you, you've got to come out of where you are. I love there was something just you said back there, and you're gonna have to come hit me back with it again. At some point about being stuck on yesterday and tomorrow waiting or whatever that was, that little quote there.
You know what though? It can't, but Anita, it came to me when I was sitting here.
I know. That's why I'm saying.
I didn't have to
go back and watch it.
Yeah, me too.
I got to write that down because that was the sweetest thing that I'd heard tonight.
Yeah, that was God then.
So that's Annette though. That's why she's the quotologist. Yeah. But yeah. So that was powerful, Annette. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Thank you for digging deep because that's what the power tool does. It digs deep. It rips off the Band-Aid and it deals with the wound so that you don't keep putting Band-Aids on top of the same thing and it doesn't get a chance to heal. You got to rip the Band-Aid off. You got to let some air hit it and you got to let it heal. And that's what we're doing with this so that we can face ourselves, get in the mirror and say, you know what? It ain't everybody else's fault. You know what? I'm stuck on stupid. I'm spinning tires on pavement. It's time for me to move past this. I gotta move on to the next chapter.
Yeah.
That chapter is done and I can't do anything about it. And I always say this when I'm dealing with people, especially when it comes to when eat well, live well, be well, that when you mess up today, you get up tomorrow and remember that yesterday ended last night. That's what it is. Yesterday ended last night, and you can't do anything about it. It's over and done with, and it's time to press on to the next place. So love the power tool. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much, Annette, for sharing and being transparent and giving us what we need to hear. Now it's time to go beyond. No, okay. It's time for us to go to the next phase of our conversation, the part that we like to have a lot of fun, and this is where y'all get to talk y'all little trash, get your comments ready, get your little laughter ready, because we're gonna have some laughter. Sometimes we get mad. You know, I get fuming sometimes when we deal with some of these topics, but we're gonna go into the next phase. But before we do, we're gonna pause for a little station identification, pause for our commercial break. You still have time to share. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms.
Making sure that toxic relationship we came out of don't make us bitter, but make us better. And so you're looking for somebody good out there, but you're not good yourself.
Absolutely.
So the thing about it is working within yourself. When you go into the relationship as your best and they go into the relationship as their best, then you have a great relationship.
Welcome to another amazing episode of the TMC podcast.
As we continue to help you take your relationship from
surviving to thriving.
TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with Annette L. Anderson, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on multiple platforms. Go where you can soar. That's speak it, orated, articulated, and reverberated. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to etlbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. If you don't have your copy, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Helping us grow spiritually together. Tired of the fluff and puff of playing church? Ready to be a powerful vessel? Ready to work the word? Join Connie Green every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live with Can We Talk? Your co-hosts, Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, with Tea Time Topics, where we discuss trending subjects and current events. You can also discuss these with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Email us at info@movementworldwide.org. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Make a donation via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or go to our website, click the Patreon button, and sow a seed of $12 per month. That's 40 cents a day. Whatever the seed, it's greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Click the notification button, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share. It's that time. Tea Time Topics.
It's time for Tea Time Topics. Tea Time Topics. It's time for Tea Time Topics. Say what? Tea Time Topics. Spell yes. Tea Time Topics. And you go with me every single time.
I'll be ready too here.
All right, good people. This is where we have the fun. We like our Tea Time Topics. All right, for the Tea Time Topics. And tonight we got some Tea Time Topics for you. Yes, we do. Let me get this voice one. You know, my dad used to say voice.
Yeah.
You get this voice one up. Bam. Wow. Wow. There's some funny job here. The majority Republicans are in turmoil as they are unable to elect a House Speaker The situation, which has dragged on since yesterday, has left Congress paralyzed since no member of the White House representatives can be sworn in, for the House of Representatives, can be sworn in, and no rules can be adopted until a speaker is chosen. The House remains stuck after McCarthy was nominated yet again for the top job at the chamber. He appears to have failed again to have secured that job. On Tuesday, GOP leader Kevin McCarthy failed to secure enough votes from his political party to win the gavel, denied the 218 votes he needed by a cadre of Republicans, hardliners, in 3 separate ballots. It was the first time, get this, in a century that a speaker was not elected on the first round. In a century. Good God Almighty. A group of up to 20 conservatives is determined to oppose McCarthy, and the end game remains clear. Vote for Kevin, close the deal, take the victory, the former president wrote on social media on Wednesday. But his pleas did not make a difference as Mr. McCarthy lost 2 more rounds of voting. And even another one. So it's at 6 now. 20 conservative Republicans, all allies of the former president, refused to back down. Colorado's Lauren Boebert told the chamber that Mr. Trump had spoken to her and the other defectors to tell us to knock this off. But in her nomination speech for an alternative Republican candidate, she said Mr. Trump should instead call Mr. McCarthy and tell him it's time to withdraw. Wow.
Did we ever expect to hear them talk to Trump like that? He ain't got, Oh, well.
That is crazy. Now, here's the poor thing. He thought he had it in the bag. He did. But let me tell you what's interesting about this whole thing. That's what he gets. He moved in. Yes, he moved into Nancy's office already. And the voting hadn't even started. That's how confident he was that he had it. And now he's embarrassed because he's gone through 2 whole days and they are not backing down. She's talking about bring the shout music. Here, I got a little quick shout for you. The thing is, he thought he had it. The devil thought he had me. Oh, but he thought he had it. But
oh my God.
He didn't. And here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing about that, though. The ones who are opposing him are those really far right, hard wing, the ones who want to take us back into slavery and everything else. They're angry because they say that he's a token and he's too soft and he's not going to do the stuff that they will do, and they will take it to the extremes. That's the scary part. So their party is extremely flawed. And then Trump, who thought he had the carte blanche of the party, he doesn't. They told him, and they were like rude. I was listening to them today and I was like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, child.
And she was, and one of them said, it's time for you to step down, McCarthy, because you don't have the votes. And they say they're not changing. Now they says 5 that he can only afford to lose 5 with all the Democrats voting, and it ended up being 212 that the Democrats get, and he needs 218. He can't get even as much as the Democrat nominee. And it rose from, I think it started out, I can't remember how many it started out, but it ended up going up to like 15, then 18, then 19, and then 20 who are voting opposed. And now there's one who's voting present, which doesn't help him any because it brings the qualification down to 217 that's needed. It's a mess. Their whole situation is a mess. They're divided within themselves, and they thought they had it. They thought they had this thing, and it's crazy, but it's indicative of what is going on in the world. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, sometimes we see the hand of God because, when they were all rallying around this one person, and now he don't have, and then with all, they thought it was going to be a red sweep, but it wasn't.
No.
And now they just don't want him. And he is kind of like, he kind of whack to me because he just never stood up. Sometimes you got to say, hey, you wrong, but then he never did. And I'm surprised the ones that, like you said, them the ones I'm shocked. Like, what? Who said what to Trump? I'm shocked because they were down hard, supporting. But listen, you cannot. At the end of the day, I always say we don't run nothing. At the end of the day, God got to. I'm not even worried. God got to finally say, I promise you that. Why even things happen and this man lost that election. You don't never know what God. Every bad thing that we see bad is not always the enemy.
Come on.
Sometimes it's God. And we as believers, we need to ask God for discernment. Because because I mean it is kind of it can't help but feel a certain kind of way. But I just believe God. At the end of the day, God got to final say, not man, Anita. Because if that was the case, Trump would have been the president still. It was based on what some men was saying, Oh, well. So he may need to go ahead and pack his stuff up and move out.
Okay, well, why are you going to move into somewhere that you don't belong first anyway? It wasn't your office. So you went and moved in already and you ain't even vote. The vote hadn't even started.
But he's so sure. That's what happens. You cocky and you're so sure.
Come on.
And they showing you something. Well, I will be surprised. I'm surprised they did not vote him. I just thought for sure. I said, oh, well, we know who's going to be in there. And they don't like it. Well, for whatever their reasons are.
Child, they're going off on him in there. I was like, wow.
I didn't even know. I don't holler. Ooh.
So it don't. So it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay to compromise who you are, does it?
Ooh, character. No. Let me tell you something.
Thank you, preacher.
Your character. Your character speaking for you.
Your character becomes your destiny.
Yeah, maybe you'd have stood up at some of them times and say, hey, sir, you're not right. Hey, ma'am, you shouldn't do that. But he never did. So now that's his destiny, whatever it may be.
Hey, and when you think about it, because that full quote says, watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. You start doing foolish stuff because of the junk that spews out of your mouth. And you have to watch your habits because they become your character. And then your character becomes your destiny. That's why it all comes back to what goes in here, what comes out of here, and what your actions are and your habits are.
You are so on it. Because I used to say this, and then we're going to move on. I used to say, y'all been doing this job over 30 years. You mean to tell me you're going to let one man come and take you out of your game, take you out of your character? And they did. Because of no circumstances, he did not have to ever act like that.
Everybody moved their moral compass. The evangelical community, the political community, nobody had morals anymore. Everybody's morals shifted. They all shifted their moral compass. They didn't care because they wanted what they wanted. What would it profit a man?
Come on.
To gain the whole world and lose your soul. They were prophet saying they're going to show up to the inauguration. All kind of foolishness. I'm like, really?
Prominent preachers. Anyway, oh well, your character speak, for yourself. Yes, so that's why it lining up tonight.
And your destiny ain't looking like it's gonna be in that office. So y'all better do some. He gonna have some serious meetings. It don't look like that's gonna be a few days.
Let somebody say maybe
he gonna have to compromise a lot to get them to change. And I don't think they say they just don't want him. Period. And they are determined to hold this thing up. The first time in a century. It's been 100 years since this has happened. 100 years in that.
100.
Look at it.
And I bet he regrets all that bowing down to false gods. Because that's who y'all made a man a false god. He not.
Yes, you did. And look where it led you. Look where it got you. And then looking shame and turning red. Yeah. All right, we're gonna come off of John.
Up to be him.
Come on, guys. We don't have y'all names yet. We're gonna be introducing y'all in about a good week or two. I had started some one by one. I know you started it. We're gonna introduce them one by one, but y'all come on. You still got no name, but we still early in the year. Come on, move us to the next topic.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Okay. This is a good story. A medical practice in England.
By a viewer.
Huh?
This was sent to us by a viewer.
Oh, okay. Very good. A medical practice in England intended to text his patient wishes for a very Merry Christmas. Instead, the mass text told patient they had aggressive lung cancer that had spread it and asked them to fill out a form for terminal patients. Oh, wow. The mass text from Askren Medical Practice in Doncaster was sent out on December 23rd, according to BBC. In it, the practice said that the doctor has asked the patient to fill out a form DS 1500, which according to another UK hospital system is meant for people who have terminal illness to apply for benefits. Wow. The text also tells the recipients that they have been diagnosed with aggressive, not just, oh my God, lung cancer with metastasized. I can never say that.
Metastasized.
Yeah, okay. In a second text, patients were asked to accept the center's sincere apologies. This has been sent in error. It states, our message this is what they're saying. Our message to you should have read, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. A call Chegwin told the BBC that his mother was one of the patients who received the text. The first thing I thought was, is this some kind of sick joke? It completely took me by surprise. They've just told people a few days before Christmas they had terminal lung cancer. They can't do that. Well, they did it though. The National Health Service of the UK, which oversees public funded healthcare, has also not commented on the situation. The same day the text went out, the service went out, the service unrelated tweeted, "Be kind to yourself if you are grieving." Along wait a minute. Be kind to yourself if you are grieving, alongside information about how to cope with grief during the holiday season.
That's awful.
So, people.
Can you imagine the debacle that who had gonna roll?
Oh Lord.
That's
somebody. Them poor people, Anita. Oh my God.
Can you imagine getting a text like that?
Yeah. Girl, you wait on Santa.
You're like, oh, can you imagine the emotional impact that had in the moment that you thinking that you are terminal?
Terminal.
That is a mess.
Anita, you waiting on Santa, but the Grim Reaper, what is it? The Grim Reaper coming. Lord have mercy. I'm so glad they did try to straighten it, but just to fit, and probably even though they sent out another one, people probably still scared. You know,
probably whoever messed that up, whoever that was,
people. I feel bad.
Right. What you say, that?
I said I feel bad for them poor people.
I do too. I think it's very sad, but you know what? It's like it happens, and it happened, and now I know some heads have got to roll, and there's some people they haven't heard the last of it because you don't know how that impacted some of those people. You don't know what their reaction caused them to do, think, or feel, because that kind of stuff is very stressful, and they better be glad anybody have a heart attack behind that.
Yeah,
can you imagine? Because those things happen. Wow. All right. Come on, fellas, take us to the next one. Take us off of this debacle text.
Moving. We keep it moving.
All righty. Oh, sorry, y'all. Yeah, I ain't never on my paper right. I'm always at the wrong spot. A jury has sentenced former police officer Aaron Dean to over 11 years in prison after he was found guilty of manslaughter in the 2019 shooting death of Tatiana Jefferson. His official sentence was announced as 11 years, 10 months, and 12 days in prison. He is not eligible for probation since the sentence was more than 10 years. Dean did not show any emotion at the hearing of his sentence. "My sister did not do anything wrong. She was in her home," Jefferson's sister Ashley Carr said in the victim impact statement after the sentencing. "She was murdered. I pity your ignorance," Carr added later. "You do not know enough to be ashamed. You are not self-aware enough to understand your responsibility for this evil act." Dean was led out of the courtroom by the sheriff after Carr's victim impact statement. Jefferson, a 28-year-old Black woman, was fatally shot by Dean, a white police officer, in her Fort Worth, Texas home on October 12, 2019. Dean and another officer responded to a non-emergency call to check on Jefferson's home around 2:30 a.m. because the door was left open to the house. Jefferson heard Dean outside the home and suspected he was a burglar her since he never announced himself as an officer. She retrieved her gun and approached the window when Dean opened fire on Jefferson through the glass, striking and killing her in front of her 8-year-old nephew, with whom she had been playing video games. Dean's lawyers argued during the trial that he was confronted by deadly force when he saw Jefferson with the gun and was within his right to respond with deadly force. However, Dean admitted on the stand that his actions constituted bad police work. The prosecution and defense rested their case in the sentencing phase Friday and delivered closing statements early Monday, 12/19/22. The same jury decided to convict Dean for manslaughter as opposed to a harsher murder charge during the roughly 13-hour deliberation. Manslaughter is a second-degree felony according to the Texas Penal Code. It was punishable by 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. He did not have to pay a fine. In the body camera footage, Dean can be heard shouting, "Put your hands up, show me your hands," and firing one shot through the window, killing Jefferson. According to forensics video expert, there was a half a second between his commands and when he shot Jefferson. Wow. A half a second. Put your hands up. Pow.
Yeah. She didn't have time to comply.
You did not give her time. You're always talking about people should comply. You didn't give her time to comply.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't give her time to put her hands up. You just shot her in front of her baby, in front of her little nephew. And to see that little baby on the stand was heartbreaking to me. I saw photos of him on the stand testifying. Wow, crazy. So what's your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, because we had talked about this story.
Right, when it happened.
They hadn't went to court, so I'm glad he did. I mean, they are beginning to hold people accountable. So hey, there is a change coming. It may not go be as fast as we like, but we definitely see people, more and more police officers are going to jail now.
It's a new day.
Yep.
You ain't just gonna get away with it anymore. So my heart still goes out to her family because it can't bring him back. But at least he's gonna pay for what he did. He's gonna sit up in prison and think about it. And it may make a whole lot more officers think twice before they go pulling the trigger and taking innocent lives.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. If you're that hot-headed and that quick on the trigger, then you don't need to be a police officer. All right. I'm going to the next one. Come on, fellas. Take us on.
Moving. We keep it moving.
All right. For nearly 3 decades, Representative Bobby Rush he was a Democrat, has represented the people of Illinois' first congressional district, speaking up for the overlooked communities of Chicago's South Side and giving choice to America's most vulnerable. Now, after 29 years, Rush is leaving Washington. But in an interview with The Hill, Rush said he's not really retiring. I'm returning home to my church and to my community. And I'm returning to my first love, which is basically social justice and community organizing, said the 75-year-old pastor. Wow. Rush's first love of social justice dates back to 1960, to the 1960s, and his time as a Black Panther. Wow. Born in a segregated Albany, Georgia, on November 23rd, 1946, Rush family moved to Chicago in 1953. At 17, Rush enlisted in the United States Army, where he served until 1968. That year, the Black Panther Party in Chicago was born. Rush told The Hill he misses his colleague. Rush told The Hill he'll miss his colleagues, Capitol staff, and employees he's had over the years, but he keeps his former member of the Congress ID card in his wallet, which means he have access to the building for life and promises to come back and visit. Oh, that's cool. He added that the diversity in the incoming representative and leadership is shocking, especially as they understand it is his shoulder they stand on. He said, I'm honored and humbled that they would include me in being a part of their inspiration, just as I had some people from the past who were my inspiration as a young person trying to find their way, Rush said. Still, Rush said it's time to leave. You got to know when to leave. You got to know
when to hold.
Girl, you better know. While he can still spend time with the family. Yeah, in other words, he said, listen, I'm getting old. So I'm not going to leave y'all crazy behind here. That ain't not what he said. I just made that up. But anyway, he said, I want to spend time with my grandchildren. He said, I want them to know me, what I sound like, What I want them to know something about my heart so they can be inspired or at least acknowledge about who I am, to laugh with me and joke with me and crack jokes about me. I want them to be able to call me and spend time with me. As of now, Russ said he spends 4 days a week in Washington. Not only does it keep him away from his grandchildren, but it also keeps him away from his congregation and his beloved Community Christian Church of God in Christ, Kojak, who he said deserves a full-time pastor. By getting back to the community, the organizing Rush added, he'll also have a chance to continue inspiring younger generations with his story of the civil rights movement and his time in politics, especially as political and cultural polarization increases. He said, I'm convinced now more than ever that in order to really change the fabric of our country, we have to get into the homes, communities, and enter the individual minds and hearts of American citizens. More than political change, there has to be a culture change. And so that's Representative Bobby Rush.
All righty. A lot of great, awesome accomplishments. And you're right.
Yeah.
Some people, and you know me, because I went to the comments, somebody say some people need to know when to let it go. And I went straight, I think I better let it go. Let it go. I want everybody out there, I want you to squeeze your eyes and say, let it go. Get your little, let it go. There you go. You know, let it go. Learn to let it go. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. You better count your money. All right, I'm gonna stop. All right, so you have to know when to let go. A lot of people don't know when to let go. They want to hold on and hold on and hold on and hold on and hold on. And when it's time to let go, it's time to let go. Now, I've said my piece about a whole lot of politicians because some of them walking up in there with canes. I was watching them today. I was like, Lord have mercy. It's a whole lot of them. They need to turn it on over and let the younger crowd take it. And it's time. It's about that time. And it's a let it go. Yep, learn to let it go. But we do applaud him and his contributions to our history, to all the incredible things that he's done. It means a lot. So we definitely give him a team up and a movement worldwide applause. Yeah, one more applause. Hats off. He's done the darn thing. So, and we wish him well in his older age, doing his thing, chilling with his grandchildren, going to his church. This is the church of God in Christ. So he's going to get his little, and let the folk get away from the Lord and get his preach on and all that good stuff so that the people can get their praise on, so they can get even the dogs. Everybody can get their praise on. All righty, we're moving on to the next one. Come on, fellas.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Okay. There's a lot going on in the world. We got a lot of good tea time topics tonight. I love our tea time topics. Let me see. This week, the Washington Post detailed the story of how a Black contractor named Devin Henry stepped up with his company and took down the most of the remaining Confederate monuments set for removal in Richmond, Virginia. Woo-hoo! When white contractors across the area refused to do so. Over the past 3 years, as the former capital of the Confederacy has taken down more than a dozen monuments to the lost cause, Henry, who is Black, has overseen all the work, reported Gregory S. Schneider. He didn't seek the job. He had never paid much attention to the Civil War history. City and state officials said they turned to Team Henry Enterprise after a long list of bigger contractors, all white owned, said they wanted no part of taking down Confederate statues. For a Black man to step in carried enormous risk. Henry concealed the name of his company for a time and long shunned media interviews. He was endured death threats. He's seen employees walk away.He's been told by others in the industry that his future is ruined. He started wearing a bulletproof vest on the job. He got a permit to carry a concealed firearm for protection. All of this, the drama interrupted Henry's careful efforts to build his business. But after removing 24 monuments in Virginia and North Carolina, Henry, 45 years old, has grown more comfortable with his role in enabling a historic reckoning with the social injustice across the South. The threats haven't let up, Henry said simply. Henry has simply learned to live with them. Yeah, that's what they do. For decades, Virginia had a law protecting Confederate monuments. That changed after Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, where neo-Nazis marched near the statue and clashed with counter-protesters, leading to the murder of a young woman. After that, the General Assembly passed a law letting cities remove the monuments, but the legal and logistic battles continued for years, many of which were directed during the imposition. These monuments have been up during the imposition of Jim Crow as an intimidation tactic against the civil rights opponents. Cities were powerless to remove them if they wanted to. Oh, but my, how things changed. You gone, boy. You done removed all them monuments. And we sure applaud you. Your thoughts on that?
Yep, yeah, because the thing was interesting because none of the white contractors would do
They
it.
wouldn't do it.
All of them never, but it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. They came
No.
down.
They came down, and they should have.
That's what I'm talking about. And God will continue to protect him and elevate him. Yes, he will. And we give
That's
him
right.
and an incredible applause all the way from Movement Worldwide. Ah, how awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, we applaud him 100% for what he has done in society and in that city where everybody want to keep things the same. You know, they want, I almost said something. They want the good
Don't do it,
expletives to remain good expletives. No, yeah, I'm gonna stay safe. I need to get a sound bite of Canton Jones. I'm gonna stay safe because I swear for God sometimes, Lord Jesus. All right, fellas, come on and take us to the. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to say something else on that?
Well, no, you got it pretty much.
All right. Well, come on, fellas.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Okay. Kyra, I think her name is Kyra Harris Bolden, made history when she was sworn into the Michigan Supreme Court as the first Black female justice in the court's 185-year history. Judge Bolton states, she's telling the story about her grandfather. My grandfather's name was Jesse Lee Bond. He was a 20-year-old cotton farmer from Tennessee. On April 28, 1939, he went to the S.Y. Wilson store in Arlington, Tennessee to buy farm supplies. The store's owner, Charles Robert Wilson, kept a record of all his purchases, loans, and interest owed. After his purchase, Bond asked for a receipt from the cashier. Sam Wilson, the owner's son, followed Jesse's request and an argument transpired. However, Sam Wilson grudgingly produced the receipt. When Charles Robert Wilson heard what had happened between my grandfather and Sam Wilson, he became enraged and immediately sent Sam to bring my grandfather and rightfully purchased goods back to the store. Jesse returned to the store with his aunt Luana Bond. Moments after they entered the store, Charles Robert Wilson, his friend and co-worker Willie Bud Johnson, started shooting at Jesse. They chased him out of the store and with the help of others caught him. They brought him back to the Times Square and in front of the store they shot him to death. He was then castrated and they dragged his body from behind the truck to a nearby Hatchet River where he was staked to the riverbed. 5 days after the lynching, local authorities found his body. On the death certificate, the coroner said the victim fell into the Hatchet River and was accidentally drowned. The funeral and burial at Grace Creek Church attracted a large crowd. Many from neighboring counties came to protest the action of the white authorities. She said no stone was placed on the grave and it remains unmarked today. And so there's a book, a documentary about this, and his name is displayed in the National Memorial Peace and Justice Museum in Alabama among over 4,400 other names of people who have been documented to be lynched. Things like this happen. It happened to my family. Slavery happened. Lynching happened. Redlining happening. Government-sanctioned violence based on race happened. I too would like to stick my head in the sand and pretend it didn't, but I can't because it happened to my family and many other families in this nation. Think about the ramifications that lynching had on families and countless other families. The trauma, the absence of the father of a father for my grandmother and the economic toll it took on the family for generations. When we don't understand our history, we are doomed to repeat it. Respectfully, history is not and should not be about your feelings. So this is what she stood up and told them the story about her grandfather and how they killed him, then they lynched, they shot and killed him, they castrated, and then they lynched him. So she told her story, and and listen, y'all want to hide it, but she said not today. And that's her grandfather, a picture of him. And so here's this thing: she was a granddaughter of a lynching victim, and she became the first Black judge, Supreme Court judge in Michigan.
Oh my God! Look at God.
You know?
That's what I'm talking about. Very sad what they did to men.
Yeah.
It's like when I hear the stories and what they did to some of our Black men back in the day. It's just like I know it's listen, all of them have made themselves. They made themselves some good firewood for hell.
Oh yeah.
Because
he drowned. He was shot. He was castrated and hung. But the coroner, of course, we know, said he was drowned. Well, no, by the time he got in the water, he was already dead. Come on, y'all.
Of course.
But anyway.
But Black Girls Rock, she on the Supreme Court, y'all. Yes. We applaud her. And we're so grateful. I got to give her another one. That's what I'm talking about. All right, good people. We're moving on to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
This story.
What'd you say?
No, I love this story. Go ahead.
I do too. When I was reading it, I was like, oh my God. A college student made $110 million profit on Bed Bath & Beyond stock in August of 2022. Jake Freeman's fund revealed that 6.2% stake in the retailer in late July, then sold it weeks later. Bed Bath & Beyond, a meme stock, surged as high as $27 and ended the year below $3. A 20-year-old college student pocketed an estimated $110 million profit by selling Bed Bath & Beyond shares in August 2022. He capitalized on the ailing homewares retailer becoming a meme stock and skyrocketing in value within a matter of days. Jake Freeman, the boss of Freeman Capital Management, revealed that he owned almost 5 million Bed Bath & Beyond shares, or 6.2% of the company, in a Securities and Exchange Commission filing on July 21st. He sold the entire position by August 16th. Another filing shows Bed Bath & Beyond stock more than tripled in price from under $6 to over $20 during that period. As retail traders piled in, hoping it would skyrocket in value like GameStop, AMC, and other meme stocks. Freeman spent about $25 million on his stake, or less than $5.50 a share, and sold it for north of $130 million. The Financial Times reported, I certainly did not expect such a vicious rally upwards, Freeman told the newspaper. I thought it was going to be a 6-month plus play, he continued, adding that he was really shocked that it went up so fast. Freeman is an applied math and economics major at the University of Southern California, and he has co-published a paper entitled Irreducible Risk of Hedging a Bond with a Default Swap at the age of 16. He told the FT that he has invested alongside his uncle for years, previously entered at a hedge fund named Valaris Capital, and mostly raised money for his Bed Bath & Beyond bet from friends, and arguably lucked out with the timing of his sale. The Bed Bath & Beyond stock fell as much as 19% on August 17th after Ryan Cohen, and retailer's largest shareholder at GameStop's chair, disclosed that he intended to dump his entire 12% position in the company. Bed Bath & Beyond shares had spiked in August 16th after Cohen confirmed that he still held bullish call options to the stock. That is funny. I mean, I read this story and I about died. Coins helped spark GameStop surge in 2021, and he kickstarted the wider meme stock boom by investing in the video game retailer and pushing for changes at the company. That is a smart young man. And we tell you, when people like that can beat the system, so be it. That's y'all dummies. Y'all let this little boy come in, a young fellow, and he just, I mean, I bet they didn't even see it coming.
Yeah.
A lot of you in GameStop, I remember that happened and nobody saw that coming. And they were like, what? It was a lot of people that got rich off of that. A lot of people got rich off of that when it happened. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, what stuck out, first of all, I say he looked like a little kid. What stuck out with me, he's been doing this since he was 16 with his uncle. Mm-hmm. So that tells us, those of us that have children, I mean, yeah, that's all right. They can be on TikTok with the latest dance fad. But we need to kind of learn how to do some of this stuff. Because I showed
my friend's son did it with my friend's son does it with his uncle, who is actually wealthy, and he started when he was like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, because
yep. So hey, hats off. I
applaud. You 20. Boy, you ain't got to work no more if you don't want to.
Ever. I
don't even know if he probably ain't worked. If he wants to, he's 20.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah.
Come on, fellas.
Yeah.
Moving. We keep it moving.
All righty. Tens of thousands of people are expected to pay homage to Pope Benedict XVI, as he lays in stake at St. Peter's Basilica ahead of his funeral, a unique event that will highlight the dual existence of two popes, the late Benedict and his successor, Pope Francis. The Vatican announced Saturday that Pope Benedict XVI has died. He died at 95. And they want to say, we're sorry I inform you that Pope the 16th passed away today at 9:34 in the matter, oh Lord, monastery. There's a lot of stuff in the Vatican. I'd like to go to the Vatican. Could you go to the Vatican? Do they let people come into the Vatican?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I want to see. Oh, I'm sorry. I went on. I'm on a whole lot to see. Okay. And they went on to say, revealed that Benedict XVI was very sick and asked the Lord to comfort him and support him until the end. The following day, a Vatican spokesman said he was stable. They was saying he was stable, but really, he was really in a bad way because number one, he was old, and I'm saying that you don't have to just die because you're old, but he was also sick. And they go and say Benedict stunned Catholics around the world when he announced his abdication from. You should have wrote a girl. Anyway, he stepped down. Okay, it was the first time in 598 years that a pope had stood down. So wow. The last time being in 1415. Wow. When another pope resigned. Wow. I didn't know that. Okay. And they went on to say there's a surprise retirement announcement nearly a decade ago occurred during a routine meeting at which Benedict was to discuss the possible canonization of three people. He cited an advanced age as the reason for his retirement. I kind of remember something went down with him. And they went on to say the Pope, this took him by surprise. And the former Pope has been living inside the walls of the Vatican, an independent city-state located in Rome. Benedict chose not to revert back to his actual name, which was Joseph Ratzinger. I don't blame him. But instead chose to be called Pope 16th in 2005. And it go on, yeah. He chose to stay there, and he died. This is what I was trying to get to. He chose the name Benedict for the tenure, despite having only served 8 years as Pope. Benedict's time was marred by multiple scandals, including his involvement in the cover widespread child sex abuse by the priests within the Catholic Church, and the revelation of his time spent in the Hitler Youth while he was a child. Oh, wow. Oh, man. In January 2022, a German investigation found that the Benedict failed to act against 4 priests who was accused of child sexual abuse. So that's really the reason why he stepped down, And And they go on to say, and about in these cases, these priests continue to work without sanction, and the church did nothing. There was 4 priests that they know had sexually abused children, and this Pope didn't do anything. And these priests was allowed to continue their work. And when I was reading it, he actually said his age, but it was too much that had gone on. I think it's just like when you technically getting fired from a job, but they give you an opportunity to resign. I think that's probably what happened to this particular Pope. But anyway, he passed, and so my heart go out to whoever is attached to him, especially the Vatican. I'm sure.
And to answer your question, yes, you can, Annette. So maybe you can.
Okay, because I want to go because I need to talk to the Pope about a couple of things. Oh boy! They say really? Yeah, really? They're gonna let me talk to the Pope? Okay,
Pope, girl, they're gonna be carting you by the handcuffs.
Girl, yeah, child,
Like, who's gonna see Pope? My name is Annette L. Anderson.
And I'm here to talk
from
to
Moving Worldwide and SOAR. You can go to SOAR@AnnetteLAnderson.com.
I said when we speak, all right,
articulate and reverberate. They were looking at you like,
okay, yeah.
This is a strange woman who's from America.
Oh boy!
You be like, Annette, you best around and start listening. I've been saved a long time.
Oh my God!
I demand to see the Pope.
Oh my God!
All right, fellas, come on, take us to the next one. Our hearts and thoughts go out to the families and to the people affected by it. We don't have a sound for him, so all right, fellas, take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Demanding to see the Pope. Girl, I want to see you do it. Rapper Lola Mitchell, who went by Gangsta Boo, died January 1st, 2023, per TMZ. She was 43. The musician was a member of the iconic group, the 3-6 Mafia, and its founder, DJ Paul, shared a photo of her on Instagram to break the news. Several other musical artists commented and shared their grief and condolences. Lil Jon wrote, "Man, we was just together 3 weeks ago," with a crying emoji. Rest well, Queen. Rapper Duke Deuce wrote, "Long live the Queen," followed by a crown and heart emoji. Cuban rapper Laguni Changa commented, "No, not Lola," with a crying emoji. I'm in literal tears. She was such a real one. R.I.P. to the Queen. 3-6 Mafia was formed in 1991 in Memphis, Tennessee, with founding members DJ Paul, Lord Infamous, and Juicy J, per the U.S. Sun. But the members quickly joined the hip-hop group, including Crunchy Black, Gangsta Boo, and a late Koopsta Nika. Even though she ended up becoming a solo artist, Lola Mitchell was happy to give credit to the artists who helped her get her feet off the ground. In an interview with ID in 2014, she said male fans loved and respected her largely because she was such a familiar voice with the 3-6 Mafia. "I think it's from being from the land of the 3-6, she said. "Coming behind Juicy J and DJ Paul, it definitely helped. I cannot lie, no matter what happened, Juicy J and DJ Paul, 3-6 Mafia, helped mold Gangsta Boo, not character, but brand, in a sense where I was heard so many times on songs with them." She went on to collaborate with major names like rapper Gucci Mane and Lotto. And while Mitchell had a career that spanned 20 years, the rapper said she never took it too seriously. "I don't care about anything unless it's my immediate family, my money, and my boyfriend at the time," she told ID. "I just look at the music as just fun." All righty. Well, rest in peace. Our thoughts and prayers go out to her family and loved ones and the music industry community. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I had never heard of her, but obviously she is a trailblazer. So whoever her family is and the community that she's attached to, yeah, we definitely offer our condolences.
Yeah, I was definitely familiar with her, of course. And she had a voice for a long time in the industry. So our thoughts and prayers go out to her family. All right, fellas, come on, we're almost done. Take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
All right, I'm gonna read through this pretty quick. Disheartened by the extreme disparity between white and black home ownership, Jantrice Johnson, a realtor in Tennessee, is driving change. Johnson said over the years. She said, I wanted to establish a community that would facilitate closing the gap. After years of studying statistics, tuning into minority clients and realtors, she said, I built Muka. At Muka in Sudan, it means open. We don't wait for doors to open. We create our own doors and open the doors wide for others. She going to say, my mom is the inspiration behind the name. She has opened a lot of doors for minorities and women and walking in their calling. I said, we connect minority home buyers and sellers to trusted realtors that understand you and your need, while also providing educational tips that will make the home buying and selling experience easier. And one online connection at a time, said Johnson. What makes us different is, along with our community of real estate professionals, we will also be open our doors to trusted minority vendors, including movers, interior designers, construction, and more, she says. This will offer opportunities and connections to minority businesses, owners, and a database for new homeowners that just don't know where to start. Through her agency referral platform, Johnson also wants to be able to find a realtor who looks like you, and in turn encourage business growth for minority real estate professionals and related vendors. Our goal is providing educational resources and home buying counseling to individuals, family, universities, foundations, and communities. Inequality and prejudice continues to contribute to the home ownership gap, and our mission is to fill in the gaps with knowledge and education about minority home ownership. And this is what she said that I really like. She said, my biggest lesson I had to unlearn is getting out of my own way.
Yes.
Giving birth to an idea is not for the weak at heart. Believe in the vision when when no one else knows. Let me read this again. My biggest lesson I had to unlearn is getting out of my own way. Giving birth to an idea is not for the weak at heart. Believe in the vision when no one else believes it. Can be tough. Completely getting out of my own head and trusting the process, even on the bad days, takes a lot of discipline. So that is something that we can incorporate in our own lives, because sometimes we be in our own way. But I really liked her story. And when I thought about home owning, I never thought about all this other stuff, the vendors and all that other stuff. I said, wow. I mean, it's a lot that go into movers, the interior designers, the construction, because you buy a home, you may want to do some other things to it. So she encompassed not just buying the home, but everything that could potentially go with buying it. So
appraisals, all of that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Get out of your own way so you can do some powerful things. Yeah. We applaud her 100%. Black girls rock again. Yeah. Black girls rock again. Yes, we do. Where's my Uncle Matt? There it is. Applause. Let me get my applause. You trying to play for me. All right, fellas, take us to our last one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Wow, that thing, it didn't want to budge. And then I was like, wait a minute. I stuck all on the last tea time topic. Come on, get out your own way. All righty. Anna Arnold Hedgeman, with a career spanning over 50 years, Anna Arnold Hedgeman was an educator, civil rights advocate, and writer. In 1963, she was the only woman on the planning committee for the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Anna Arnold Hedgeman also was born in 1899 in Marshalltown, Iowa. Her father later moved to Anoka, where they were the only African-American family. I bet y'all were. Hedgeman's father stressed religion, education, and hard work. In 1918, Hedgeman graduated from high school and was the first African-American to attend Hamline University. In 1922, she was the first African-American to graduate from Hamline. In college, she attended a lecture by W.E.B. Du Bois and was inspired to be a teacher. However, after graduation, Hedgeman was unable to find a job in St. Paul Public Schools because she was Black. No figure, huh? She accepted a teaching position at a historically Black school, Rusk College in Holly Springs, Mississippi. Mississippi. In 1963, A. Philip Randolph, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Bayard Rustin organized the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. The planning committee consisted of the Big Six leaders of civil rights organizations, which included King, Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Randolph, Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, Roy Wilkins, National Association of Advancement of Colored People, James Farmer, Congress and Racial Equality, John Lewis, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, and Whitney Young, Urban League. Hedgeman was the only woman on the committee. You go, girl. She urged the men to include women in the planning, but they ignored her. Go figure. You know, that was a thing with Black men too. They always wanted to keep women down, keep them in the kitchen, never been pregnant. Women were also not included as speakers at the march, but instead Randolph planned to say a few words about women activists. Hedgeman was furious, so at the next meeting, she read a statement to the men. In light of the role of the Negro woman in the struggle for freedom, and especially in light of the extra burden they have carried because of the castration of the Negro man in its culture, it is incredible that no woman should appear as a speaker at the historic March on Washington meeting at the Lincoln Memorial. Hedgeman suggested Merle Evers and Diane Nash as speakers. The committee selected Evers, but she was stuck in traffic, so Daisy Bates spoke. Despite these struggles, the march was a success, and Hedgeman organized 40,000 people from the National Council of Churches to participate. Hedgeman was a founding member of the National Organization of Women in 1966. She also published 2 memoirs and continued advocating for African Americans and women until the mid-1980s when her health declined. All righty. She spoke up. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I had to go into the voice in that because I wanted to feel official. But you talk about Girls Rock. She spoke up as the only woman in the room. And that's what we have to do. And that's what we encourage all of our movers to do, to show up, engage, and win. When you show up and do something, don't just show up, be there with your little mouth closed. No, engage, do something, say something. And when you do that, you win. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's very interesting. They were marching against being treated a certain way, and they in turn
was treating somebody a certain way. Yeah. Come on,
ironic, but then that's all right. God always have a ram in the bush. I never knew there was a woman involved in there, but
me either. But now we know, and you heard it here. You heard it here on Can We Talk, and we applaud her. Black Girls Rock again. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know this that they wanted to give me 3 or 4 my applause. And it's still giving me that. It's still giving me that, right? That's a shame. And then that's why I'll get the applause for you. Hey, and listen, when there's a will, there is a way. Because I always got the backup sounds, like because StreamYard, y'all tripping out by not playing my sounds the way they're supposed to play when they're supposed to play. I pressed applause, and you keep giving me the bell, but I got one for you. Thank you. All right, good people. We've come to the end of our Tea Time Topics, the end of our broadcast. We thank you so much for tuning in. You could have gone anywhere else with your time, but you decided to stop by here and have the conversation with us. Before we leave, we ask that you do a few things. The video that you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you share. The other thing is you can sow a seed at Cash App Movement Worldwide. You can also Zelle us at info@movementworldwide.org. And soon to come, in about a good week or so, we will have text to give. So you can give all those ways, but you can also come into covenant by becoming a patron. Go to our website, movementworldwide.org, click the red button. It will take you to patreon.com. Set up your account and set your amount. We ask for $12 a month, but you can set it for whatever you want. Many of our patrons have done it for more than we ask, but listen, no seed is too small. We need the seed. Also, you can follow us on all social media platforms. Everywhere you see that globe above Annette's head, and everywhere you see that movement acronym, that is us. And you can email us your thoughts, views, comments, praise reports, prayer requests, your topic ideas, anything, and info@movementworldwide.org. And without further ado, I'll give you the rundown of what we have going on all week. And Annette L. Anderson will be back this year. She's going to be making some announcements and telling you what she's going to do, y'all. But you can find her organization at AnnetteLAnderson.com. That's AnnetteLAnderson.com. And she greets us on Tuesday nights, so we think she's going to still do. We don't know if she's going to do Tuesday night, Tuesday morning. She's going to giving her ass up to it. But it's TNT. That's Tuesday Night Talk. You know, I had to get the attention. Where we take flight and soar. That speak, orate, articulate, and I got that from Hitch. You know, when he said, Q-tip, the Q-tip, throw it away. He said, you cannot stop it. Speak, orate.
Know, I didn't see that.
I know you didn't see the movie, but there are people out there who did. Speak, orate, articulate. And that don't see no movies, y'all. Speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate. And that's Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube. And then on Wednesdays, come right back here. That's right, Con. You know Annette don't watch. She don't watch nothing. She really don't. She don't watch no movies. Come back here on Wednesday nights again, where we are live here with our Can We Talk conversation. We let our hair down. We just have a good time, as y'all can see. So come for the transformational topic, those things, those idioms and phrases that just make you go, And then they're hard to have conversation where you can get out of your own way, pull off the Band-Aid, let that thing breathe. The power tool, and they have fun. Go from the news, the good, the bad, the ugly, keeping it light, but keeping it real with our tea time topics. And that's every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. right here. So I'm going to watch it one day. Nah, that'll be the day. So that's Wednesday nights, and on Fridays. Listen, I love Friday nights. We resume on the 6th Friday nights. I can't wait because we got a new theme, and we're going to unveil it on Friday night. Listen, Clubhouse is going on. Get on Clubhouse, download the app, find us in the Movers and Shakers room, find me and Annette, do whatever you got to do. But you know what? We have made it easier for those who might be just a little bit technologically challenged. Bam! You can text the word movers to 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. Yes! You can text the word movers to 954-820-5050. You'll get a link right into the room. And you'll also get a notification every time we're going live and some other important information. And then on Sundays, see, that's where we get serious. You can join us right back here on this platform, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. for Power Walk Sunday, where we inspire and motivate you to walk into your destiny with power and conviction. Where there is always, and I say always. There's always a word for you. And that your last thoughts on tonight.
Oh, we thank you so much. We went over a little bit, but I had so much fun. I don't know. But anyway, Anita talked earlier about your character. You got to get that character in check because, you know, you may be anointed to do great things, but if that character is not in check, some places you're just not going to be able to go with messed up character. I'm just telling you the truth. So just know your character becomes your destiny. And we thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. And she already gave you the rundown. Come join us. In fact, join us on all platforms. We appreciate it. Thank you.
We love to see you. Love to see you. All right, good people. Well, I'm so glad we had this time together, but we gotta go. So we have given you the rundown. We'll see you on one of our platforms. We love y'all. We give y'all the heart, the 2023 heart. Happy New Year. Hope y'all doing well, and we'll see you the next time. Y'all have a good one. Good night.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms.
Making sure that that toxic relationship we came out of don't make us bitter, but make us better.
Yes.
And so you're looking for somebody good out there, but you're not good yourself.
Absolutely.
So the thing about it is working within yourself. When you go into the relationship as your best and they go into the relationship as their best, then you have a great relationship.
Welcome to another amazing episode of the TMC podcast.
As we continue to help you take your relationship from
surviving to thriving.
TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with Annette L. Anderson. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on multiple platforms. Go where you can soar. That's Speak It, Orated, Articulated, and Reverberated. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbewell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. If you don't have your copy, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Helping us grow spiritually together. Tired of the fluff and puff of playing church? Ready to be a powerful vessel? Ready to work the word? Join Connie Green every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live with Can We Talk? Your co-hosts, Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, with Tea Time Topics, where we discuss trending subjects and current events. You can also discuss these with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Email us at info@movementworldwide.org. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Make a donation via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or go to our website, click the Patreon button, and sow a seed of $12 per month. That's 40 cents a day. Whatever the seed, it's greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Click the notification button, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share.